All right, everybody. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hemp Chat right there behind it. On this episode, we have some really amazing, cool cats, people on this planet that are doing wonderful things. We have with us the good kind of people. You
Yeah.
know, that's the kind of people we want to associate and deal with. And we have a company, their company happens to be called the Good Kind. And the
Mhm.
Good Kind is a company that has been in development in for a little over 3 years, doing R&D on hemp products, hemp-based products, and dealing with the farming and putting together these types of products. This one here is a topical, and we're going to go into a little bit more about what other products that they have on the market and dive into what they're doing in this space. So I want to welcome both Flip and Kayla, or Kayla and Flip, to the show. And Kayla is out, and what's really intriguing about this is they are related. They're in-laws to one another, and one is in California and one is in Texas. So this is going to be a really interesting show. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty about compliance and et cetera. So with all that being said, let's get into welcoming you guys to the show and take a minute and tell a little bit about yourself. And Kayla, if you'd like to start for us, please, by all means, tell us a little bit about you, your background, and what got you started. And then Flip will go into you. How's that?
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Derek. I'm Kayla. I live in LA, came from Austin, Texas, had a career in sound recording, recorded music in recording studios, some live venues. That transferred over to film and TV, which prompted my move to LA. And in LA, I met some contacts in the cannabis industry, and organically GoodeKind grew out of that with my brother-in-law Flip. We've been best friends since we met.
That's cool.
I would say around like 2005, and he was a friend of my sister's, and I was just like, of all your friends, like, that guy's the coolest.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and they ended up getting married, and I was like, okay, I approve.
Awesome. That's
He's
awesome.
adding in.
Yeah,
Well, how
and
cool is that? So you guys really bring family into the business, and that's pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, it's the coolest. It's the coolest that your family member can marry someone you like to hang out with so much, and then like y'all have a business together. I mean, it's a dream.
Yeah, and you guys seem to be doing quite well. And when you mix family into business, sometimes it can get a little tricky. But it seems like you guys got a really, really cool brand. And I want you guys to check this out when you guys get a chance. Goodkind.com, GOODEKIND.com, and
Got it.
check out the products. And we're going to dive into those products as well. And Kayla, thank you very much for being a female leader in the space here, getting amazing products into people's hands, and what you guys done with your website. It's a beautiful website. So
That's all Flip.
cool. Well,
I'm
Flip, let's
excited for
talk
this.
about that.
Sure.
Everybody, I want to welcome Flip to the show, the
Yeah.
other co-founder of the Good Kind. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Flip, and your background.
Yeah. So, I mean, my main background's in marketing and advertising. So I started an agency a little over 10 years ago here in Dallas, Texas, where I'm at. And, that was just kind of general market stuff, but, dealing with kind of blue chip clients, some of the largest clients in the world. And, we had a little office out in LA, and we picked up raw papers, our first cannabis client out of LA. And, I was just kind of, light bulb went off, and I was like, wait, hold on, we could do this with weed? Like, that's cool. So I started another agency that was kind of focused in cannabis and CBD. I've been doing that for, the past, few years. And also through that time is where, this kind of idea of kind of creating our own brand. So I've had a lot of experience building other people's brands and spending other people's marketing budgets. And, just kind of had this idea of, getting in, Kayla and I, obviously we even talked about, we've been friends and we hang out and we smoked a lot together. And, this idea of like starting something together, but that would be, different, like this whole idea of not only starting a company together and creating like amazing hemp products that we're really passionate about, which we are, but like, how do we build a company that, that kind of marries our values and really is how do we live out our values through our company? So this kind of idea of GoodeKind, hemp for human rights is kind of born, which is, we take 1/8 of our profits and we donate it to human rights organizations serving in the U.S. And that's our mission, and that's what we're kind of here to do. Definitely like bring these great products to market and all that stuff. Like that's kind of my background, but really doing actual change in the world is what we're.
Well, that's awesome. And it's always about that mission, and that's what we do here is we lead out with our mission too of planting seeds of wellness for the people on the planet.
Yeah.
And so why not go ahead and plant it? Right. And so
Right.
when
Totally.
we're planting these seeds, so tell us about that eighth. Tell us a little bit about what you are doing with that eighth and where does that go and how do you distribute those funds and what do
Mhm.
you, a little bit more about your mission?
Yeah. So right now, like our first partner, nonprofit partner, this is our first real year in business, and so we're partnering with Dig Deep, which is an organization that I've been involved with for a few years. I'm a board member there for the past 3 years, and I'm just thrilled about the partnership. So what Dig Deep really does is it's a water nonprofit. So we're bringing running water to those in the U.S. that don't have it. Most people, when they think about the water crisis or people with no access to running water, we usually think about things that are overseas, right? In Africa, Ghana doesn't have water, things like that, which is all true. What we don't realize is that there's 2.2 million Americans that go living every day without hot and running water, running tap, working toilet. And just people that have lived generations like this. There's families that have never had running water. And so Dig Deep really tries to answer that problem by right now we're working primarily in the Navajo Nation with the Navajo Water Project. We built a well, out there, and then we have a trucking system that trucks water. We install tanks on the property of the homes, and then we have a trucking system that trucks water to them every month. So yeah, and we're just kind of integrated with GoodeKind. I mean, Dig Deep is our kind of first partner. Our mission is to fund all human rights or, other human rights organizations as well.
Right.
But yeah, we're just really excited to, team up with them in our first year.
Yeah. Wow. That's fantastic. Keep up the good work because we all need clean water. And, that's part of what we do too. We're working on water purification with hemp. And I've been working with that for the past almost 5 years. And that's been the number one for me here as well. And we've taken our materials and without doing any, tweaking to our material, we were able to clean the Animas River spill water with very little to no
Wow.
issues, having to tweak it out. And then we also took Flint, Michigan water and adjusted that through our process. So what we've created is the ability to actually take and extrapolate heavy metals so we can formulate our material to then go to the problem and then figure that out and then formulate our product and then be able to extrapolate those specific materials out of the water.
Wow, that's amazing.
So,
Wow.
that's one of the projects that we've been in the hemp space. You're always innovating, just like you guys are with your products. And, so I commend you guys for giving that eighth. And, that's why you are the good kind. So appreciate your hard work there and your collaborative efforts with all those outreach programs. So, let's talk a little bit more about your products and what you have how you've gotten to where you are now, and what what is one of your favorite products out of your line, and tell us a little bit about all your products that you do have.
So we have about 6 products now, and my favorite of them are both of our CBG products right now. Well, we do have the CBG flower, but our 2 CBG products are about to officially release, and one of them's a topical, which you have.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
Yes. And the other one is a crumble. And so the topical is great. It's made with like shea butter, essential oils, beeswax, organic beeswax, all organic.
Smells good and healthy.
Yeah, I love the smell. I'm a huge topical person. That's the first product that sort of like introduced me to CBD and made me a believer, because I have like achy joints and just body problems. And I first like applied it to like my sore wrist at work. I was like, whatever, what is this CBD trend, years ago, and it worked. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And after that, I was sold. But the CBG crumble is an amazing product. It's a concentrate. You can sprinkle it on a bowl or dab it if you want. And it's euphoric, it's a little intoxicating, and it's very chill.
Isn't that amazing? Wow. Well, that's without the high, huh? That's awesome.
No, there's a high.
Well,
there is a high.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a euphoric.
Yeah, it's short-lived, which is interesting. It's like it lasts about an hour.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. All right. Well, that's so you have the CBG crumble, and then you have this CBG topical, and yeah, I agree. This is really good. And when you have a product like this in the market, you talk about pain relief. This is where you actually want to be in this space. Pain relief. There's millions of people that deal with, chronic pain, and I too am a topical guy. I think I told you a little bit of my history was just starting with the hemp seed oil on my skin for my eczema, right? And seeing that, so then you're hooked. And then you get a product like this, and you're like, oh shoot, I don't really notice that anymore as an anti-inflammatory. This is what we want. And when you're making healthy products like this is how people make that change. My quest was many years ago. I was on the interweb or internet, and I was looking for a non-pharmaceutical aid for eczema. I didn't want a pharmaceutical.
Wow.
I didn't want steroids. It wasn't working. I actually had allergies to a Zest soap, so I always had to be careful what I put on my skin. I want this. I want these types of products on me, healthy, something that is safe.
Yeah. Well, minimal
non-toxic.
ingredients too. I mean, and honestly, the topical came out from really our moms, right? I mean, just like really trying to find, most of our products were kind of focused in kind of smokables. But, like the topical came out because, Kayla's mom has, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis in her hands. My mom has neuropathy of the leg, and, just making stuff that try to give them some relief, So it's really, I think beautiful the way that kind of the topical kind of came out. But a lot of people get a lot of relief from it. So it's great.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, once again, that's a great product that you guys developed and formulated. And how was it working in 2 different states with compliance and those types of factors when you're formulating products like this. And what do you guys do at the big round table? And when you're, putting a product like this to market, obviously you have to stay within the rules and the guidelines, but is that a little challenging? Can you elaborate on that?
It's really tricky. I mean, even just besides, the compliance rules in each state and stuff, like just R&D stuff between me and Flip, there's like lots of shipping back and forth.
Absolutely.
We live at the post office. Yeah, rules wise, it's super tricky. It's hard enough to keep up with one state, and California is very unregulated, as far as, like, you don't even need a COA, to
Isn't
sell.
that something?
Yeah, it's weird actually,
Yeah.
but so there's California rules, and there are some, and then there's Texas rules, which just changed and are ever changing, and there's a lot more to keep up with. What do you need on a label to even sell it, and Flip knows a lot more about that, and he does great and like keeping up with it and knowing like what we need to do next to just be able to sell something in Texas.
Yeah, and it's tricky too, because I think there's like I said before, like I work with a lot of other cannabis and CBD clients as well. So there's like this, especially from a labeling standpoint, there's this kind of general stuff that you need to have no matter what state you're in. But then each state that you're going into, there's different laws. And what we try to do is like find out what the strictest is, and then just put everything on there. And then because that usually kind of has corroboration, or kind of works in the other states. But like Kayla said, I mean, we had this in Texas, the smokable hemp ban. Like I said, most of our products are smokable, so it was a challenge. Funny enough, though, we just kind of lucked out since we're headquartered in California. We're not a Texas company, right? So I'm here in Texas. I can go online and buy any smokable hemp product.
Yeah, isn't that a little silly? That's a little silly.
Right.
It
doesn't make any sense, right? But the new laws just actually came out with the hemp ban, so they're just requiring a license to sell it. That's $250 a year, for the store, and then the brands that are in Texas have to get another $250 license to sell it. So
sure,
it's not really a ban anymore. It's just labeling, regulations, which some of that stuff is important, I think, for public safety and public health, but it's really prohibitive for entrepreneurs. I mean, it really is. And I don't think people really don't understand like the costs associated with a whole packaging change and a whole relabeling change, you have these issues in California and cannabis, you still have to have them, but like where a law will change or a packaging, thing will change. And then all of a sudden 70% of the products off the shelves have to be pulled because they all have to get sent back and they all have to get redone, and that all costs money. And so, yeah, it's a crazy roller coaster, but here we are. This is the industry we live in.
Yeah. So on the product side, you guys said you have about 6 products, and if you guys go to their website, GoodeKind.com, you'll see it once again, GOODE kind.com. You'll see on their products they have Delta 8. THC vape cartridges. They have the Notorious Crumble that Kayla was mentioning. They have a CBG topical, and then they have Lifter, which is a flower, Hawaiian Haze, and Notorious CBG, and then they have a CBD tincture, a broad spectrum CBD vape, and so those are their products. So when we're talking about the flower and sourcing, go ahead and elaborate a little bit more on the flower and your sourcing techniques, if you can.
Yeah, so so when GoodeKind started, we wanted to make a product that was organic and pesticide free, RS free. We wanted to, check all these boxes. We wanted to create a product that we wanted to use ourselves. And I'm personally very conscious about, what I eat, what I put in my body. I definitely don't want to put just a bunch of pesticides in there. So we had that standard. Along the way, we also decided we wanted to source from women and minority-owned farms and manufacturing facilities. So we wanted to, show our support of the industry and really just like a history of the industry, like in that way. And it's definitely proven to be tough. Like first of all, it's hard to find those farms and manufacturing facilities out there, and then like plus to check all the other boxes that we want to check, like it's really hard, but and it's a lot of work, but like we're hoping to be fully women and minority owned farms and manufacturing facilities sourced by 2022.
Yeah, that's awesome. And earlier I had Alice Moon on as a guest, and she had brought it up to me, and I put it on the HempChat website. I have a oh boy, I just brain farted. I have a little go ahead and oh man, what the wait, man, it's the CBG that's hitting me. No, I'm teasing. No, I have a survey about women-owned, minority-owned companies out there. So I haven't checked it recently, and I will, but it's interesting. There are quite a bit of women in the space and minorities that are actually out there growing. So hats off to them, and it's really great. And that's one of the things we spoke about with Alice as well, is there are a lot of females in the space. And all the back end of my all the back end of my websites, I kind of collect all that data, and I see it's about a horse apiece, men versus women. It's pretty darn close in this. I don't believe it is a male dominant industry. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's definitely growing and it's getting there.
So let's talk a little bit more about the CBG and what's the big hype in your products having CBG in them. And we have Delta 8, CBD, CBG. Break it down for us.
Yeah. Okay, so CBD obviously is people a little bit more familiar with. And, I keep thinking this because a lot of people ask about the CBG, the different cannabinoids. And we're really trying to be, pushing, not the envelope, but trying to be at the forefront of, the benefits of the plant, right? So I think when CBD came out, CBD is like a wonder boy, could do kind of everything, right? Does a lot of like, there's like a meme, like I got 99 problems and CBD cured all of them, whatever.
Right.
And it is true. And I think that's the reason why that kind of came out as the forefront. But, more recently, I would say like last year, CBG really started coming to market, more products started coming to market, and just really finding out the anti-inflammatory properties of it. The fact it's anti-tumoral, antiviral, anti-anxiety as well. That there's this other cannabinoid or cannabinoid that is that's helpful in certain situations, and that everyone's body reacts to things differently. And so I think people just kind of jumped on that and brought it to market. And like you said, like we found some really great, we think the best CBG products to market. And and you talked about Delta 8, and I think that really is going to be like the breakout cannabinoid of this year of 2020. It's already getting some headlines and some legal issues and things like that, but it's a phenomenal product, and it's really providing some amazing relief for people who really need it. And so I don't know, it's cool to be a part of the industry too, because we're fighting back. There's a bunch of CBD companies that are suing the DEA right now over surrounding things around Delta 8. but it's really just fighting for our rights and, and what is law and how we get to decide what medicine is best for us and how we want to consume it. And so,
And that's
um,
what's sorry, but and
yeah,
that's what's like so interesting with the whole like DEA thing, like people don't it's really pitting the industry like against the DEA, whereas like it it could be a mutual like support
sure.
system there, and
Yeah.
they could like even both benefit and like do their jobs. Yet like you're like no backsies. Like you already said, it
Right.
was fine.
Right.
and, and now they're like
That's right.
yeah, like banning stuff, and I don't know, it's creating a lot of problems. And why? Like, is it because like big pharma can't patent a plant? Like, I don't know.
Well, it is interesting. Excuse me. It is interesting about what's going on with the DEA and where we are as a nation. And I just go back to our evolution, and we've evolved with plants. We've evolved
Mhm.
with clean water. We actually evolved with, fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, we evolved without GMO foods. We've evolved, and I think as far as evolution's gone, we've done okay. And then we start messing with it, and then we make all these rules, and then you're a good person, you're a bad person. This is not right. You don't do it this way, and only this way. And it gets to be a lot of burden for mankind. And in my opinion, I just kind of want to go back like a couple hundred years
Hmm.
before all this nonsense, and then just kind of like hit the start over plug, and then we don't have to worry about the backsies. We just make new
Yeah. Yeah.
rules
Right.
knowing what we know now moving forward. And like when somebody says, hey, we should have this group, we like scratch our head and be like, nah, we're not going to put that group in. No, we
Yeah.
can do without. We learn. It would be nice to just continue the path of education. That's what we do here on the Hemp Chat, is to continue the education. And my message is, it's not us against them, it's us educating them, right? And we're all doing that. So everybody in today's society has roles, and we just have to learn the rules of the game and play nice with each other. And I believe the DA is there to make sure that everybody just follows the rules. It keeps the line straight. um, and it allows people like you. It may be more challenging to create these products, but when you're staying in the rules and regulations of the FDA, and you're compliant and you're doing everything above board, you don't have any issues with the DEA, they're going to exist. I don't see them going away
Sure.
anywhere. So you got to learn the rules and play the game and play to win, and that's with anything we do in life. And there's other, I mean, pharmaceuticals have to play by the rules, and DEA,
Hmm.
they can't be doing any shady things either. So that's just that's my 2 cents. And I've been in this a long time. And just keep everything above ground and legit, and don't break the rules, and only break the rules if you're willing to pay the price. And
Right.
why go there if you don't have to? But um anyhow, you guys are on the right path. I have another question about the giving that you're doing, and it's really cool because I've seen many companies, you guys have seen it too, where we're going to donate $1 to charity. We're going to do this. And you guys came up with a really creative way. We're going to give an eighth of our profits, an
Yeah.
eighth, putting it on the scale of a flower, basically.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I
So
was a
think
little,
about that, guys. When you order from them, they're giving an eighth away.
yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, eighth of their profits. Let me,
Right.
let
Right.
me make that clear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's our little, I mean, it's our nod. I mean, Kayla and I are cannabis people. And so we wanted to, give a little nod to, that as well. I mean, and I think it's a little sexier than saying 12.5%. Like, like,
Right. There you go. There you go. That's right. I like it. Well, you guys are doing some amazing work. And where do you guys see your company, The Good Kind, in about, the next 10 years? What are some of your milestones and goals, and where do you want to be?
Well, like, we definitely want to expand the product line. We really want something out there for everyone, you know, like, I really believe in the cannabis plant as like a healing therapeutic plant. And, you know, if you don't want to smoke, like, try this. If you don't like, if this didn't really work out for you, try this. You know, all of our endocannabinoid systems are so different and react to things so differently that I just like think, you know, if one thing didn't work out for you, like, try another thing for your ailment and it could work. And and so product line, yes, like, I'm super excited about that. I just want tons of stuff. Tons of good kind stuff. And I'm super excited to, like, you know, give to dig deep, and then to, like, you know, maybe, I don't know, we haven't like fully planned this out, but like look into other, you know, human rights organizations that like speak to us. Like, that's always something Flip and I have been interested in, and, like, you know, wanting to make like our cause, you know. And so, like, I get really like pumped about just, like, I don't know, doing good in the world, as cheesy as that sounds.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Flip, do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, of where you're going to be in 10 years?
Well, I mean, I think I'm going to be right there with Kayla, you know, hopefully. And I think the big thing is, you know, the mark of success of this company isn't just making a whole bunch of money, you know, even though that would be great, sure. But it's really about, um, yeah, like funneling some of that money that's going through this industry into doing something that's creating long lasting change and important change. I mean, life and death change. I mean, we're talking about human rights here, you know. And so,
Hmm.
I mean, you know, in 10 years, I just hope we're still here, just waving the banner of you know, trying to do good in the world. And I hope we inspire other brands and other people and companies to, you know, to do the same, to look at their social impact, um, you know, their issues with equity, or you know, their challenges that they have, and make some decisions based on that. I think it's time. I think it's time for us in America, but I also think this industry, both the cannabis and the hemp industry, it's time for us to create things that are going to be a part of the systemic change and that are going to be a solution to the problem.
All
So,
right. Well, great. So, where do people get your products? I mean, just online? Do you have retail? Are you working? Do people contact you to wholesale your products? I mean, what do you got? How do you guys get your stuff out there?
all the above. We're in a handful of stores, retail stores in LA area and in Vegas and in DFW, Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. But primarily we're sold online, goodkind.com. So check us out there. Hopefully we'll be expanding to other stores in your near area. But until then, we ship.
Well, great. That's awesome. Well, you guys got big hearts, and it is all about giving back, and that's what we're doing here. You know, we all give back in certain ways, and you know, you guys are probably a little younger than myself, but I want to just make the world a better place by planting these seeds in the minds, and just it, for utilizing a plant like hemp. It's all about the additional products, and it's all about the awareness. It's all about the education, and all about the innovations, what we can continue to do.
Mhm.
And it's been eye opening for a lot of the people that haven't really dove into cannabis ever, always thought it was a bad thing. It's real eye opening for the people that um, haven't known anything about hemp, you know, and then bringing it back, you know, and here in the United States, it's been 7 years that we've been planting. Well, Ryan Laughlin in Colorado, it's been 7 years. Cannabis since '96 in California, but
Mm.
you know, it's been a long time coming, and we just started. So the next 10 years is a big, that's why I asked, where do you
Yeah.
guys want to be in about 10 years? So I hope you guys stay on your path and journey with hemp, and you just keep putting great products to market, which I know you will. This is a fantastic product. So I thank you. And with that, I want you guys to be able to get out your information, how people get a hold of you guys, your Instagram, Facebook, all your accounts. If you want to splash that out there, I'd greatly appreciate it. Go ahead.
Kayla, you want to do the plug?
Okay. Well, like Instagram.
So you are on Instagram. What is it at? GoodeKind? Is that what
Yes,
it is? Okay.
it is at GoodeKind.
Okay. Okay.
GoodeKind.
Okay.
Flip, what else we got?
You got emails,
We're
right?
on Facebook, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, mainly just hit us up online. At our
And
website.
go to a contact us page there. Awesome. All right. And did I not ask you any questions that you would like to have out there?
Well, Derek, something you said that just now that made me think like where we want to be in 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're doing, and what you've done with hemp is amazing. And like, it would be really cool to like find people like you, like find people that are out there doing good, like collaborate, like do something good, for both of our causes, and like just create something even bigger, like even bigger and better, like for the world. And so we appreciate what you're doing out there too.
Definitely.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Kayla. I appreciate it. And well, we are banding together, and social media puts people together. Our networks put us together. And Flip, I think we met. I think I've met you at some event. I know we had a call
Oh,
earlier, but after our call, I was like scratching my head, and I was like, oh, did I meet him at an event somewhere?
probably like a convention of some sort. I mean, I've done
Maybe.
all the Texas hemp convention, all that stuff.
Sure. Well,
Maybe.
maybe that's where we bumped into each
Yeah,
other,
really.
but it's a small little world. But thank you very much. Yeah, we are doing a lot of things. I mean, I'm partnered with John Patterson, Tiny Hemp Houses. So we've been educating he has been for 6-7 years on building with hempcrete. He does workshops from time to time. He'll do that. And then we're partnered with doing these amazing products for hemp bedding, cat litter, and soil enricher for all the green thumb growers here. You guys want to treat your plants right, and so it's innovating, right? It's
Yeah.
this plant gives so much back, and that's what I love about this. If you have a bright mind or any kind of mind, and you can be creative, you can come up with different things, and look at all the products you guys have, and when you just keep on going and have your think tanks amongst yourself, you just keep on rolling and see who you run into. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
thank you guys very much for being on the show. Appreciate it. All your good stuff. It's all the good kind. All right, there it is.
Awesome.
The good kind of stuff.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having us on. It was really an honor.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And I hope to have you guys on again. And Kayla, appreciate all your hard work. And Flip, thank you very much.
All right.
And we will chat soon.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that was a great show with Flip and Kayla from the GoodeKind hemp products. And I want you guys to go ahead and support them. They have some really good products, and they take really good pride in the products they're bringing to market. And they're looking to source from, like we talked about on the show, female and minority farmers that are out there. Maybe reach out to them and touch base with them. And the worst thing that could happen is you guys could maybe do some business together. So I applaud their efforts. They have a great website, great products, and that's what we're here to do is to support the people that are doing good. And I guess I just got to say, you guys got to get the good kind. And they're giving back an eighth to charity. Highly commendable. And thank you both, Flip and Kayla, for all your hard work. And so I want to kind of end this out on, the hemp chat is here as inspiration, education, and innovation. And this episode is sponsored by Hemp Sense Critter Bedding, Hemp Sense Cat Litter, and Hemp Sense Fiber Soil Enricher. And we are distributing these across the country and around the world. If you want these products, you're a wholesaler, give us a call. They'll take good care of you. Go to hempsenseusa.com, and there's some amazing other products that they're putting out to market. And these are Canadian made products, soon to be made here in the United States, with keeping our fingers crossed. So you guys keep supporting hemp. Feel free to reach out to me. You guys have the email and contact page. I'll put the links below for the YouTube episode here, so you guys can stay connected with the GoodeKind people and also the Hemp Sense products, and then always the Hemp Chat, you know. All right, guys. Well, be good to one another. As I always say, get out there and hug somebody and love somebody and be good to somebody. That's what we have to do to continue our mission. And it's not only planting the seeds in the soil, but it's planting the seeds in the heart. And, you know, love somebody, guys. It doesn't take much to smile and lift up each other and not put down. So I love you guys, and in Hemp We Trust. Be good.